Namaste. Today I'm going to read Volume 1, Book 1, Vidyeshvara Samhita, Chapter 22, Decision on the Partaking of the Naivedya of Shiva by others and the greatness of Belva in the Shiv Puran. Om Vakratuna Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Niveganam Kunavideva Sarvakaya Sushava Om Ekadantaya Vini Om Vakratundaya Ya Devi Sir. Ayam Tatsat. The sages said, O good sage, we have heard before that the offering of eatables, Naivedya, made to Shiva should not be taken by others. Please tell us decisively about this and also about the greatness of Belva. Sutta said, O sages, all of you, please hear now attentively. With pleasure, I shall explain everything. All of you who take up Shiva's sacred rites are really blessed. A devotee of Shiva who is pure and clean, devoutly performing good rites, and of fixed resolve shall partake of Shiva's Naivedya. He shall abandon all thoughts which are not worthy of being entertained. Even at the sight of the Naivedya of Shiva, all sins disappear. When it is taken in, crores of merits flock in no moment. 1,000 sacrifices are of no avail. 100 millions of sacrifices are useless. When Shiva's Naivedya is eaten, one will attain identity with Shiva. If in a family Shiva's Naivedya becomes popular with the members, that house becomes sacred and it can make others also sacred. When Shiva's Naivedya is offered, it shall be accepted with pleasure and humility. It shall be eaten eagerly while remembering Shiva. If anyone who is offered Shiva's Naivedya delays taking it immediately, thinking that it can be taken afterwards, he will incur sins. If anyone has no inclination to take Shiva's Naivedya, he becomes a sinner of sinners and is sure to fall into hell. After initiation of Shiva cult, the devotee shall partake of the offerings of eatables made to the phallic image, whether conceived in the heart or made of moon slab, silver, gold, etc. The Naivedya of all phallic icons is called a great favor and is auspicious. A devotee after initiation into Shiva cult shall eat it. Please listen to the decision with pleasure on partaking of Shiva's Naivedya by persons who take initiation in other cults but maintain their devotion to Shiva. With regard to the following phallic images, viz. That which is obtained from Saligrama stone, Rasalinga, lingas made of rock, silver, gold, crystals and gems, lingas installed by devas and siddhas, Kasmira lingas and Jyoti lingas. The partaking of the Naivedya of Shiva is on a par with the rite of Chandrayana. Even the slayer of a Brahmin, if he partakes of the remains of the food offered to the god, quells all his sins immediately. In regard to Banalinga, metallic linga, Siddhalinga and Swayambhulinga, and in all other idols, Chanda, one of the attendants of Shiva, is not authorized. Where Khanda is not authorized, the food offering can be partaken of by men with devotion. But no man shall partake of the food offering where Khanda is authorized. After performing the ceremonial ablution duly, if anyone drinks the water 3 times, all the 3 types of sins committed by him are quickly destroyed. If at all anything from Shiva Naivedya is not to be taken, it is that article which is actually put on the linga. O great sages, that what is not in contact with the linga is pure, and as such it can be partaken of. When it is in contact with Salikarama Shela, it is pure and can be taken whether it is food offering, leaf, flower, fruit, or water. O great sages, thus I have told you the decision about food offering. Now hear me attentively. With devotion I shall explain the greatness of Bhelva. The Bhelva is a symbol of Shiva. It is adored even by the gods. It is difficult to understand its greatness. It can only be known to a certain extent. Whatever holy center there is in the world finds a place under the root of Bhelva. He who worships Mahadeva in the form of Linga at the root of Bhelva becomes a purified soul. He shall certainly attain Shiva. He who pours water over his head at the root of a Bhelva can be considered to have taken his bath in all sacred waters in the earth. Verily, he is holy. Seeing the water basin round the foot of the Bhelva tree, full of water, Shiva becomes greatly pleased. The man who worships the root of a Bhelva tree, offering scents and flowers, attains the region of Shiva. His happiness increases, his family flourishes. He who places a row of lighted lamps at the root of the Bhelva tree with reverence becomes endowed with the knowledge of truth and merges into Shiva. He who worships the Bhelva tree, abounding its fresh, tender sprouts, becomes free from sins. If a man piously feeds a devotee of Shiva at the root of a Bhelva tree, he reaps the fruit thereof 10 million times more than in the usual course. He who makes a gift of rice cooked in milk and ghee to a devotee of Shiva at the root of a Bhelva tree will never become poor. O Brahmins, thus I have explained to you the mode of worship of Shiva's phallic image, with all its divisions and subdivisions. It is of two types. One is enjoined for those who are actively engaged in worldly pursuits, and the other is meant for those who have actually renounced them. The worship of the pedestal yields all cherished desires. To those who are engaged in worldly pursuits, they shall perform the complete worship in a vessel. At the end of concentration, he shall offer cooked rice, sali, as food offering. At the conclusion of worship, the phallic image shall be kept in a pure casket separately in the house. He who has renounced the world, the Nivratta, shall perform Karapuja, worship in the palm of the hand. He shall offer that food to the deity which he is accustomed to take himself. The subtle phallic image is specially recommended for the Nivratas. He shall offer holy ashes both for worship and food offering. At the end of worship, he shall always keep the phallic image on his head. Footnotes. (150) A female imp or fiend attendant of Kali and feeding on, it's 22. My apologies. So 152, 152, which is the Bhelva, which is its leaves and fruits are sacred to Shiva. 153, Jyotirlingas are 12 in number. Somanatha at Somanath Patan, Gujarat, to Mallikarjuna in Sri Sela, on the mountain near the river Krishna. 3. Mahakala, Mahakaleshvara at Ujjain. 4. Omkara Mandata on the Narmada. 5. Amareshvara at Ujjain. 6. Vedyanatha, also called Naganatha at Deoghar, Bengal. Ramesha or Rameshwara on the island of Rameshwara. 8. Bhima Sankara in the Rajamundri district. 9. Visvesvara at Banaras. 10. On the banks of the Gomati. 11. Gautamesa, also called Vameshwara, not located. Kedarnatha in the Himalayas. 154. Chandrayana is a religious observance and expiatory penance regulated by the period of the moon's waxing and waning. In this rite, the daily quantity of food, which consists of 15 mouthfuls at the full moon, is diminished by 1 mouthful every day during the dark fortnight till it is reduced to 0 at the new moon and is increased in like manner during the bright fortnight. Here ends today's reading of the Shiv Puran. Om Prabhu Prananatam Vipum Veshunatam Jagannatanatam Sarantabhajam Putipatam Vaishubhutam Om Kapurakaram Karanavadaram Sansaram. Tramakam Vijam Skandam Vishtivar. Hari Om Tat Sat.